What does a crash look like?
A crash?
Stack Overflow, the equivalent of the blue screen of death, kernel panic, and any kind of core file or what appears on the screen, what is...
I never actually saw a big crash, so I don't know. A program can crash, but I never saw the entire system crashing, so I really don't know.
Thanks. Is there an online user community for these kind of systems?
Can you repeat the question?
Is there an online community, user community for these kinds of systems? An unofficial IBM community?
Yeah, there are some user groups. I think, yeah, I can look that up. There are actually user groups for the system. For example, the mid-range system user group, and there's also yeah, I can't get the name. Yeah, there are user groups. If you drop me a mail, I will reply to you and give you the names of the groups.
Can you tell me what kind of environments you typically find in AS400 and how does it scale to a size of a company?
One more time.
Can you tell me what kind of environments you'll typically find in AS400 and how does it scale with a company?
Yeah, for example, the logistics sector still uses the AS400 systems a lot. For example, in the harbor, and yeah, they use it. But I'm not really a guy that calculates and scales systems or does these calculations for customers, so I don't really know.
Maybe I can have an answer to that. I think AS400 is mainly used in administrative systems, but you can find them everywhere in banks, healthcare, transport, etc. Now, if you take one of the very smallest system, you might have in newer workloads, say Java or Portal or anything, only a few scores of users on them. But if you go to the larger systems, like for instance the ABN AMRO Bank in the Netherlands has some 595s, so that are systems with 64 processors, so actually 128 processor cores on them. So they can run tens of thousands of users concurrently using both traditional screens, like the green screens we saw, as Java programs through Portal, etc. So that's no problem at all. So scalability is one of the strengths of the system, I think.
It just looks like a fanboy.
He does have an I want an I t-shirt, so...
I have a question for the differences between the different versions of the operating system. If I would go out now and buy an old machine like you have now, just for playing around, are there big differences to the new iOS, or is it quite similar?
It's quite similar, but there were many features added. For example, the pace environment is not available on my system. And also, yeah, things like LPARS and stuff is only available on the newer systems. So you would, you have to buy a management console to do the LPARS, and I think, but I'm not sure, you have to have a Power 5 at least for this.
From what time did TCP/IP appear on the system?
Excuse me?
What time did TCP/IP appear on the system? I only played with on TwinX, but
I don't know. I don't know.
your screenshots look very similar to the ZOS environment stuff. How compatible are the programs to ZOS?
No.
Or how easy it is to port programs from AS400 to the ZOS environment?
I do know that IBM in the past tried to make the System 38 and AS400 programs run on the System Z, or the System 390, I think, at that time. But they failed, so it's really not compatible.
You have TCP/IP on the machine since '96, and you can run it perfectly together with the Twinex network. And my question is about security. It's like I never read about a hack on the system. Like there are no publicly available exploits like for other systems. And the question is, if you ever heard about something in the really in the core system, like the hardware management console is basically a Linux appliance where you plug in with a 2.4 kernel. I think that's pretty crap. But the machine itself is unbroken. Like you can't change between LPARs or something.